What's up, YouTube? Stan back with another video. Hopefully this will be video number 2 for the week. Got some good content coming for you guys, so hopefully you watch the other video that is going to be about those right there. I'm filming this backwards, doing it like movies or whatever, but it's just the way it's going to work out. But nonetheless, you can tell by the title of this video, shout out to Corsa Performance. This video is a follow-up to a previous video I made. If you haven't seen it, I have the Corsa Xtreme on my, where is it at? 2017 Camaro. So I've had the Corsa Xtreme. I had the Axleback exhaust before. I've been running the new, semi-new, it's been out for a while, but I got it when I was very, very new, the Corsa Catback system. So before you go in the comments, I'm going to explain. Axleback was literally, you cut the original, because my car is NPP, which is the dual mode exhaust system. You cut that part off and you literally slide the Corsas on. The Corsa exhaust mufflers, they come in sections, but you slide that on from the original pipe. You literally cut it off right after the axle, where the exhaust, the original factory exhaust, meets the big bathtub that's back there, and you slide the Corsa on. Like I said, I have MPP. The valves, I know everybody's going to ask this, the valves are still plugged into the car. So the car thinks it has MPP functionality. It does not. Like my dad's CTSV, his valves open and close and change the exhaust note. On this particular Corsa Xtreme, whether it's Axleback or Catback, at the moment, you don't have MPP flexibility. But I'm going to explain that in a minute. So before you ask, you don't have to get your car tuned. You don't have to get it tuned. You don't have to get any codes flashed for the MPP valves. None of that. I drove my car for like a year. Literally, a scan tool besides GM scan tools has never been plugged into that car when I had that Corsa. No check engine light. This car has never had a check engine light come on. Even after what I've done to it now. So like I said, keep the valves plugged in. I got mine zip tied up. They're literally like in the corner of the car, zip tied up. They probably still open and close, most likely, because they're plugged in. I've also heard where you can just take them completely out, and you still don't get check engine lights. But like I said, if you leave them plugged in, the car doesn't know the difference. It's literally exhaust. It's okay. Only thing I will say is for automatic cars, my car's a manual, so 1LE. For automatic cars, it might be a little different because you have that secondary or primary valve before you get to the MPP valves. I kind of know how they work, but I really don't care because I don't have to deal with them, so I really haven't researched them. I'm sure my dad's CTSV has it, but we'll get to that when we get exhaust for his car. Nonetheless, like I said, Corsa, hopefully they're coming with MPP exhaust functionality, but with the Corsa Xtreme, you really don't need it. If you don't know, way before I had Corsa, I had MagnaFlow. That was a big mistake. Just my personal preference. I'm not going to trash it, but it wasn't good, and it had terrible in-cabin drone. And that was an Axleback system as well. The Corsa, when you stomp on this car, you hear it. It's loud. But when you're cruising, it's just as quiet as MPP with the valves closed, like it was running in stealth mode. That's how quiet it is. I'm going to give you guys a startup. That's going to be loud. But once the car idles down, the car will actually still be louder than stock, of course. But inside, it's perfectly quiet. Perfectly quiet. I just wanted to give you guys that information. Like I said, oh, and as well, I have the Catback system now. This is what this video is going to be about. You do not remove the primary cats from the car. You remove the secondary cats. Apparently, a lot of people don't know how this works. Those secondary cats are literally just there to be there. So General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, they can pass the EPA testing, so the cars are super low on carbon contamination and stuff like that. They don't have any sensors plugged into them. If you don't know, your O2 sensor is before the primary cat, or before and after the primary cat. The secondary cat, like I said, is literally just there. So you remove that, you still don't have to get it tuned. When I got this done to my car, when I did the Catback, I did get it tuned because I wanted it tuned, but I drove it without the tune first, as well as, let me back up, I baselined this car stock. It was 417. horsepower and 416 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. It was like almost the same. Then I baselined the car with Corsa Axleback only. Corsa Axleback only, nothing else. It made 420 horsepower and like 438 foot-pounds of torque. No tune. That was literally the same car. It was a different day, but same car, no tune, same dyno. Picked up 3 horsepower, like I said, but a big amount of torque with no tune. Nothing changed. I didn't touch anything. Just straight Corsa. And then I've done this car. We dynoed it again with the Catback. No, the Axleback. No, the Catback. We dynoed it again with Catback, and the horsepower kind of reached the torque. The torque didn't go up much more after that. But then, like I said, I did tune it that time. Keep in mind, you do pick up a little performance, and like I said, you don't have to tune the car. Don't come in my comments saying you have to tune the car. I drove my car for a year with no tune, and it's perfectly fine. So don't say you have to tune the car. If you put headers on, yes, you should tune the car. You really don't have to, but it's going to drive like a piece of crap. But you don't have to tune it. But like I said, it's going to drive like a piece of crap. With the Corsa, especially the Axleback, you don't have to tune the car. It's like putting it on a Pinto. The car doesn't know the difference. The only problem it has is because it has valves. If you have the cars that don't have valves, you don't even have to worry about that. Like I said, my car had valves, and no problems have ever came out of this car mechanically. I mean, there's anything I've had, it's not even a problem, but anything that the cars had a hiccup on, it was because of me, because something I changed. Other than that, it's been perfectly fine. I'm trying to make sure I tell you everything. Like I said, the Corsa Catback, it removes a secondary cat that just comes out, and it's okay. The car will run perfectly fine, so let's not worry about it. I'm going to get you guys a cold start. So this is a follow-up to show you the sound differences, and then I'll talk about it a little bit more. I've talked enough. We'll get the cold start. We'll take the car out on the road. I'll give you some sound clips, and that'll be the end of the video. So there it is. Let me get away from the exhaust for a second. So the car's idling pretty normal. It's gonna probably quiet down just a hair. So that's the startup cold start. Haven't driven the car in like 4 or 5 days, so it's a true cold start for the Corsa Xtreme. I guess you could say the only difference is right now it's on like 50% E85. I know sometimes that'll have an effect on the acoustics of the combustion chamber and things like that, but you can't eliminate all variables, especially at this point with my car being modified. The 2 tests before this, especially on the dyno, those are pretty much true tests for anyone who's not going to do anything except exhaust. So I'll go ahead and drive the car. I'll get a few cameras set up, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm about to be on the highway. I'm going to get up the speed really quick. It'll be about, I don't know, 5 seconds of highway noise, because it's just a small stretch. I should have came the other way, but, well, I say I'm going to get up to speed really quick, but there's 2 cars in front of me that are probably going to go super slow. And let's try not to get a ticket at the same time. So I'll probably get up to about 60 or 70. That'll be about as most as I'll be able to get out of this short stretch. I lied. I'm doing 95. So I'm gonna put it in 6th gear. I'm at 80 miles an hour. I'm gonna shut up for a second. really don't know what you can hear, what you can and can't hear. You might hear a light hum of the exhaust. That was at me in 6th gear at constant 77 to 80 miles an hour. Right now I'm in 5th at 60. And that's one of the biggest gripes I had before, especially with the MagnaFlow, was you could not talk in this car with that MagnaFlow axle back on. I don't even remember what series it was, what exhaust. Just letting you know what it is. Now it might be different for a different exhaust, but for my MagnaFlow, it just wasn't it. So now I'm near where I want to be, so I'll get there. I'll get a few sound clips, and then we'll just end the video off here. Like I said, with this I can talk. Everything's cool. It's peaceful. Makes me happy. That was the biggest thing. Like, so Corsa has what they call no drone technology, and it does work. It provides literally zero drone. When people ask me, because I've experienced drone, my truck has a very, very slight drone, but it's basically because it's 90% straight pipe, except for the cats that are on there. I mean, I got headers, the carbon. Well, yeah, I don't have the Carbon R series, it was 90%. Now I have the Carbon TR series, which makes it a little bit quieter. But nonetheless, Corsa's no drone technology is true no drone technology. The fact that you can get all that sound out the back and none of it comes in the cabin is pretty good. Now, you do get a little acoustics, but that's when you're revving it. I mean, that's pretty much inevitable. And for most car guys, that's what you want. You want to hear your car. You want to hear your engine. Like, you like that. I know I do. I don't know about you. But as far as cruising down the highway, like I said, there was a time, literally, where I was like, I have to take this exhaust off. Like, it clicked one day. It just wasn't bearable. Like I said, I hit it right here real quick. Make sure there's no cops over that hill. We'll give it a few hits. I know lift it once or twice too, and then we'll go from there. Sure does sound good though. after I edit everything. So hopefully it sounds good, but I guess I'll end the video here. I was gonna wait to go home, but all I do is stand there and talk like I'm sitting and talking. I can kill two birds with one stone. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm a Corsa brand ambassador, so maybe my video is biased as well. But the product speaks for itself. I tried other products before I got to Corsa. I understand how people feel about Corsa, about the price and everything like that. I was on the same boat. I mentioned this in the previous video about the Corsa Axleback. My buddy Greg, Hostile, he had the same thing. He had headers with Corsa Axleback, the same stock mid-pipe, but he had no cats and plus the headers. That's what sold me on Corsa, because I had the MagnaFlow. I hated the MagnaFlow. At the point I wasn't ready to get rid of it. I was going to try. I was hoping maybe headers could fix it or things like that. I still don't even have headers, so I would have still been suffering to this day. But I heard Greg's and a lot of people, when they hear mine, they always ask, what is it? And I tell you, I mean, it's Corsa Xtreme. The Corsa Sport sounds pretty good too. The Xtreme is going to be the more aggressive sound, so if you want something a little tame, the Corsa Sport is where it's at as well. For the Camaros, for the Mustangs, they just came out with the valve system to get valves on Mustangs, so they should be having that shortly for the Camaros as well. This truck behind me is on my ass, and you can probably see them. I don't really understand why, but anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Show me some love. I'm getting a lot of good comments and information from people. They're liking my videos, liking what I'm doing. So if you like this, make sure you subscribe, give it a thumbs up as well. That stuff helps me, and also keeps me motivated. I don't really get a whole bunch of money from YouTube, I'll be honest with you. It takes me like 3 months to get anything from YouTube at this point, so trust me, I'm not one of those YouTubers that's making bank off YouTube. I really do it for fun and to give information. A lot of people can tell by the way I try to present information and tell people about this stuff. I'm really trying to educate everyone, and that's what I like to do, because I do the research. A lot of people are lazy nowadays. They don't want to do the research. I like to do the research. I like to figure out what does and doesn't work and things like that. So like I said, my name is Stan. This is my 1LE. You can follow me on Instagram at Stan1LE. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for commenting how you do as well. But I guess I could keep talking. GoPro has turned off. That was some pretty cool footage I got there too. I can't wait to edit that. But make sure you subscribe. I didn't show it off in the last video, but I got some Super Stan stuff coming. You know, I did that Superman, Super Stan. I got some stuff coming. Not really to sell, just more for the people who want it. I mean, I don't have the audience to try to sell you stuff or to get people to buy stuff. But I want people who want to rock my stuff, who have my back and rock with me, to support me. To have that merch to get me out there, help me, and then it'll make me feel good at the same time. I love seeing that stuff. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. Hopefully next upload will be just as dope. Everybody have a good day.